it's all that intellectualized, looking for hidden meanings. It's just gone crazy, that's all.
Hello, my lovelies. It's me, Countess. I hope you all are doing well out there in the world, wherever you are. Today, guys, I just have kind of a lighthearted video / examination of the memoirs of Billy Shears by Mr. Tom U. Harriet. I've been thinking a lot about how Billy plays with words. He is a very skilled wordsmith. And just thinking back to the songs that I have analyzed, I haven't even I've only touched the surface with some of the songs that I've looked at by him, because his songs have all of these different layers of meaning to them. And we've learned through the memoirs that one of those layers always, revolves back to Paul and his integration with Mr. McCartney to become Mr. Billy McCartney, the one and only. So I just wanted to take a look at this footnote. It's in the Hey Jude chapter on page 319. 319, that numerology, you add it up, you get 13, guys. So again, the number 13 shows up a lot when I do these examinations, it seems like. And again, it's just symbolism for death and rebirth. Think of the phoenix, those kinds of vibes. So I just thought we could read through this. I'm going to start with the passage at the top. It's very short. And he says, I like to play with words, sometimes massaging the same line to take on several meanings, with all of them fitting the same song. Yes, and we have seen many, many examples of that in the past. So the footnote continues. William does indeed like to play with words. He says here that he enjoys massaging the same line to take on several meanings within a song. He is also extremely skillful in his word selection in prose and in speaking. Even in interviews, without having the luxury of reworking his lines, he engages in an uncommonly clever level of masterful speaking. He bounces back and forth between levels of meaning so that the takeaway message will be one for those who believe he is the biological Paul, and something else for those who know the difference between when he is speaking as himself and when he is speaking as the Paul McCartney corporate fiction. Ooh, I like that. As the Paul McCartney corporate fiction. I like that. To understand the method, imagine being an actor playing the role of James Bond. On a break, when asked about your bagel sandwich, you answer as the character. Those blinded by believing in the fictional character are further from the truth whenever the actor speaks as his authentic self. The more real he is, the greater the ruse. He talks about his lunch. They add bagels to the Bond story. The truth is kept secret in proportion to the hearer's imperfect reasoning. Wow. When the audience is a mix of the informed and the ignorant, the masterful speaker, hiding the truth in plain view, will phrase answers so that the same words are taken in different ways according to the awareness of each hearer. See the next footnote for examples of William saying things to validate conflicting positions about him, giving foolish excuses for his Paul is dead clues, provide a way out for fools who cannot bear to know that Paul is indeed gone, while also making the excuse so hilariously absurd that insiders laugh with him at their gullibility. Real nice, sitting there talking like on a talk show, like with the David Letterman thing, he's masterfully speaking and just like laughing at all the people who just don't understand what's going on. Those people pay money to see your shows, Billy. You shouldn't be laughing at them. I'm sorry, but that kind of bothers me a little bit. Anyways, the same principle is embedded throughout this book by masterfully writing in layered meanings. William conveys one message to one group of readers and other messages to other groups, while winking to the illuminated who have enough background information to comprehend all of the levels. This book is written primarily for 6 audiences. 6, of course, right? First, this book is for those who are open to raising consciousness. This group benefits from straight information about how the world is run. They are given this PID context as a gateway to that broader awareness. This group is small, but positively impacts the world. Second, this book is for those who are interested in details about how Paul was replaced. With love for the Beatles or for Paul, they want to understand the secret messages that the Beatles spent hundreds of hours creating. Third, this book is for those who do not want to believe that Paul was replaced, but who enjoy letting this magical mystery smash against their fixed paradigms for what some have called the ultimate mindfuck. Yes, definitely. Fourth, this book is for insiders who enjoy seeing their secrets spread out before the world in protective layers that the world, although shown, cannot see. Fifth, this book is also written for specific interest groups, saying enough to acknowledge or inform them, usually without saying enough for them to throw the book across the room, as some readers have done. Six, this book is worded specifically for those who would create legal entanglements if this book were to say either too much or too little. Based on the awareness, logic, opinions, or interests that one brings to this book, one sees what others miss. We each have our own reasons and rewards. Yes, so I thought that was very interesting, 6 different types of audiences for this layered book. This book is just a trip, in general. And yes, it is the ultimate mindfuck, and excuse the language, but I'm just saying what they said. It is very interesting, though, to think about, like, what group do you fit into? I think I would like to believe I fit into a few of those groups, like I'm not just singled into one. I think I definitely have been exposed to the more esoteric and metaphysical part of this story because that's just what speaks to me. And, like others, the whole conspiracy of the Beatles being a fraud, the workings of the elite and the major psyop that's being pushed upon the world, with the Beatles being the sort of guinea pigs, I guess, to start that ball rolling, just it's just kind of fun to think about, what are you getting from this book when you read it? What sort of messages are you seeing? That's what all these new whisper messages are for, is to sort of give a little bit more context to the book, like the footnotes do. But they kind of just like all go off on different, ways, different topics. It's kind of confusing, So anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys, just so if you're reading the memoirs and you're thinking about stuff, just think about what kind of reader you are, Why do you read the memoirs? I mean, what do you gain from reading this book? For me personally, I have gained the awareness of the Beatles being a major psyop on the world, the understanding of why they would replace Paul McCartney with Mr. William Shepard. That was a very tough pill to take, I tell you. Like I've said in the past, it was sort of like an earth-shattering moment for me personally when I learned all of this, and it took a while to digest, I was already highly interested and educated in like the philosophies, the esoteric language, the truth movement, all of that. So I guess my mind was ready to be opened to all of this information, and it makes total sense. And for anybody out there who just thinks that this is all a bunch of bullshit and we're all a bunch of nutcases, no, this stuff is real, and that's what's scary about it, and that's what makes it exciting and makes it fun to read, because each time you read it, you do get a different sort of message. You do pay attention to things that you may have missed the first time around. So it's just a really fun book, and obviously, I've made a lot of content on it here on my channel just because there's so much to talk about where it's concerned, and I just think it's fun to share it with everybody, and I highly recommend getting the book if you don't have it. Just it's a fun read, and it does help you sort of understand what's going on in the world right now and what we have to look forward to in the future. Yeah. That's why we got to be vocal about it, guys. We got to stand up to these globalist assholes who think that they're just going to control the world and turn us into a, 1984 surveillance state world government bullshit. We have to speak up about this stuff because it's our future. It's our children's future that is at stake here. They want to talk about climate change and saving the planet and this and that and ecology this and blah, blah, blah. No, we need to open our eyes, and we need to get rid of all of this, all of these people at the top who just want to control us. And they do control us. They control us with our money, with our, economy, our communications, electronics. We're starting to censor people harshly for speaking out about this major psyop. That is what we should be focusing on, not climate change. We need to focus on government change, government, and there are so many of us and so few of them. We need to take our power back. Power to the people, guys. That's what I say. So I will get off my soapbox now. But that is just kind of like what I take away from this book and why I read it. So just wanted to ask you guys, why do you read it? What sort of information have you learned from this book? I'm very curious. So let me know in the comments below, guys. And until my next video, I will see you guys later. Take care. Bye.
though they may be parted, there is still a chance, Bill, that they will see.